1 second is absolutely consistent with engage, engage. That's how it works. All right. Now, when we get to the gate and we go to shut them off, I will set the parking brake. I will say to the first officer, shut down the engines, please. He will take, or she will take that first one, usually the left side, right? Because everything we do on airplanes is from left to right. The number 1 engine, the number 2 engine, we read from left to right. It's just natural. So we're trained to do that. So you grab the left one, cut off, right one, cut off. 1001, 1002. It takes about a second to do all that. So this is very consistent with what we think to be true so far, that a human being actually put them to cut off. They were positioned one after another with a gap of 1 second. The engine N1 and N2, those are the turbines inside the engine where we're getting a reading of how much power we're getting out of the engine. Both of those now begin to decrease from their takeoff values as the fuel supply to the engine was cut off. So when you put those 2 switches to cut off, it cuts off a valve in the engine and it cuts off fuel completely. The engines begin now to spool down, and we read that on N1 and N2. The pilots are going to hear it in their ear before they see it on the instrument in front of them. That's important. I'll come back to that in a second. In the cockpit voice recorder now, one of the pilots is heard asking the other, why did he cut off? Why did he cut off? Right? So now, if it had been just a mistake, or somehow the fuel switches had vibrated into the position, you wouldn't turn to the other person and say, why did you do that? Right? You would say, what just happened? Or why did that happen? But you wouldn't say, why did you do that? Right? Why did he cut it off? So here's what's going on. You're driving, you're flying down the runway. You get to rotate speed. So the other pilot calls rotate. You're the pilot at the controls. You pull the nose back of the airplane, and you're using your peripheral vision almost exclusively at this point. Why is that? Because when you pull that nose up, all you're going to see above you is sky. You have no visual reference of anything. So now your peripheral vision watches the ground outside the airplane do like this as you're lifting off, and you've got a normal rate of climb that you're expecting to see happen. In addition to that, you're going to transition your view down to the scope in front of you, or the screen in front of you, that basically shows you're lifting off the ground at a normal rate. So all of those things are happening at the same time. Your peripheral vision is going to pick up anything that's not normal. And if the person next to you reaches over, or on this side, the first officer reaches over and grabs the fuel control switches, we don't know who did it, whether it was the captain or the first officer. It really doesn't make any difference at this point. One of the pilots did. The other pilot is going to see it out of the corner of their eye.